What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another Equipped Live. I am Joseph Capler. I am the lead UX researcher here for Logitech for Creators, and welcome to the stream. If it's the first time you've ever come and hung out with us, this is a show where we talk about all things tech-related, more specifically Logitech for Creators. So that could be Lytraglow, that could be Blue, that could be Mivo, Streamlabs, all types of really cool stuff. And you can ask me anything. Ask me any type of questions. If you need help with anything, if you want to talk about new tech that's coming out. I'm going to talk a little bit today about the Aurora collection. If you've not seen it yet, it's pretty cool. Thanks for hanging. Hey, Megabyte, how's it going? Welcome, Megan, to the show. Welcome. If you were not watching us on Twitch today, I recommend go checking it out. Twitch is going to give you the best quality, whether it's audio, video. The quality is going to just be best in my opinion, and I think I share that point of view with many people. So for today's show, I'm going to be using a Mivo Start. I'm using that via USB, so it's wired webcam mode, getting 1080p directly into melonapp.com. If you're not familiar with Melonapp, it is a product out of Logitech for Creators. It is a cloud-based solution that allows you to bring on guests and stream to multiple destinations, control intros, outros, all types of really cool stuff. So everything you see today, the comments being shown, the ticker, everything. I'm going to do some screen sharing today as well. Those are all done via melonapp.com. They do have a free tier, so go check it out. For my audio, I'm going to be using this Blue Baby bottle. I do have, you might not be able to see, but I do, you might not be able to tell, but this does have a pop filter on top of it. Typically, it doesn't come with one. I like it because I talk really close to it, and I am very bad with my pops, my P's and my T's and all that stuff, and try to eliminate any kind of extreme air going into my microphone. Now, this is an XLR microphone, so I am going into the Go XLR. The Go XLR is going directly into my computer, which you can see on the wall back there. And for my lighting, I am using 3 Lytraglows. If you haven't checked it out, Lytraglow is the newest product from Logitech for Creators. It is a wonderful, it's powerful. And if you don't know how important lighting is, I can do it by just pressing a button and show you the difference in my video quality by just turning off a single light. It's pretty significant. So if you don't have a good lighting solution and you need a good lighting solution, go check out Lytraglow. As always, throw your questions in the chat, and I will be here for the next hour to talk all things tech, everything related, and see what's going on. Hey, Leslie, how's it going? Welcome. Nice to see you. Speaking of you, Leslie, I actually just finished up the articles. I could just finish up the articles for Sideline HD. If you all are not familiar with Sideline HD, go check it out. I will be publishing these articles by the end of the day, hopefully today. But I believe, let me before I just tell you guys the wrong URL. Actually, if you could just confirm the URL, my internet is being so slow. If you can confirm the URL for Sideline HD, so we can point everybody over there. If you're not familiar with Sideline HD, basically what it does is allows you to take your baseball, softball games, and it allows you to add an overlay to your stream. And it also, I think the most unique part about it is it clips different plays, whether you're making a fielding play or you're actually batting. It'll clip it for you, and users can go and check out the videos that apply to them, which is really cool. So it is sidelinehd.com. If you're not familiar with it and you do baseball, softball, or anything like that, I recommend going to check that out. I think you will be very happy because it is a wonderful solution. I wore my shirt yesterday. I should have waited today. Jared is on Twitch. Hello, Jared. Welcome. Yeah, well, but you know, everything's good, man. Everything's busy. I'm just really excited to, we've been doing a lot of really heavy lifting these past couple weeks, trying to really dial in everything that Logitech for Creators is bringing to the table and make sure that we're providing an all-inclusive and all-in-one solution for content creation. So that starts with Mivo, that starts with Lytra, that starts with Blue, Streamlabs. So we've been really doing a lot of heavy lifting lately, trying to figure out how we can better serve our community and provide tools that everyone, including yourself, Jared, would love to use. And if you are not familiar, we do actually have a user testing program that I know Jared has specifically participated in. But if you're interested in something like that, we do offer it. And what is user testing? What does that mean? So user testing is where we actually, we'll survey you, we'll interview you. We do have incentives for the most part. You can give us your feedback on unreleased products, packaging, software, and firmware. And software being, mobile apps, desktop apps, whatever it may be. You can, of course, scan this QR code. It'll take you to the form to fill out. You can also go to the URL listed here. It's a little extensive, so I just recommend using the QR code. Or you can check out the description on YouTube and on Twitch. There is a link to our Willow, which is a wonderful solution to share all of your links. And you can find our form there to fill out. Now, this will require an NDA, but if you are interested in providing your feedback and having a direct impact on everything Logitech for Creators is creating, that is the best way to do it. And you get to hang out with me for a little bit. Sometimes you get to get a 1 hour interview, and we get to ask you all the hard-hitting questions. Now, we were talking about my microphone. Oh, this is the Blue Baby bottle. This is the one I've got. Now, that is what it looks like without the pop filter. It is a large diaphragm microphone. It's a condenser microphone, and it is wonderful. Now, there are other really cool solutions, and we're going to talk about the Aurora collection coming from Logitech G. It was a collaboration with Logi G and Logi C. They have a really cool set, and we put it in the blue microphone to match that set. So if you haven't checked it out, I recommend checking that out. And we're going to talk about it a little bit in a little shortly and go over how that looks. It's pretty cool. Looks like we've got Gordon in the chat. Hey, Gordon, how's it going? Yeah, and then Jared said, and we just get to hang out. Of course, user interviews are cool. You know, you get to get feedback about the things that we're specifically asking about, and then afterwards we can talk and kind of just hang out and talk about all types of really cool stuff, tech related, and see how we can better serve. Awesome. Let me make sure everything is being shared across our social channels. So Will won't be joining me today, sadly. He is busy with one of those user tests, so he's hanging out with some of our users for various tests. I'm not even sure what test specifically he's doing today, but he is working on user tests today and this week in general, and so he asked me to do this, and here we are. Oh, and Leslie says they do volleyball too. I did not know that. Actually, I seen somebody talking about it earlier today, so that's pretty good to know. Actually, I'm gonna go ahead and share these to our Facebook groups. I did share it to the Twitch link in the Facebook groups, but I know not everybody wants to leave Facebook to watch the stream. I get it. I do. I wish everybody would, but it's just not that simple. Okay, so I want to get into the Aurora collection a little bit. So let's talk about that. Let's pull it up. I got it over here. Got this little page. Boom. So the Aurora collection, and can I make this a little smaller? Is that a thing? Nice. Perfect. Yeah, so if you are not familiar with the Aurora collection is a package and includes that really cool keyboard wrist comfort thing. I don't know, wrist pad. Anyways, it comes with a mouse. They're selling headphones. They've got all types of cool stuff. So you can check it out here. Now, this is a really cool set. Now, apparently, if you've not seen it, they actually designed this with a lot. They themselves did some interviews and collected tons of insights. But they designed this with the idea of being able to not for anybody who has long hair or has earrings or anything like that. This is specifically going to allow you to wear it without any kind of discomfort and without losing audio quality. So these are really cool. I really love this keyboard. If you can tell here, it actually has LEDs all around the base of this keyboard, which is super sick. It's a mechanical keyboard, and this apparently is fitted for people who may not have larger hands. Apparently Logi G had lots of feedback in regards to not being able to actually press the button for those who have smaller hands. They can't reach the wheel or whatever it may be. So this mouse was designed with them in mind as well. So you can see all of the really cool things. Got the G735 wireless gaming headset. It looks super comfortable. I want to get my hands on one. I want to get my hands on this keyboard too, because honestly, I would love the whole set. But I am unfortunately not lucky enough to get the whole set right now. But what I do have is the blue microphone that belongs to the Aurora collection. So let me scroll down a bit, and they mention it down here. So they do have a full collection, so that you can get this the pink microphone, the pink Dawn, and then the white mist. Now I've got the white mist here. I got to pick which color I wanted, and I went with white. But it's super clean. And if you want to see in contrast of what the traditional, the black mic looks like or anything like that, check it out. So I've got various different Blue Yetis here. So we've got the blue or the white one that belongs to the Aurora collection, along with the pink. Was it Pink Dawn? Is that what they're calling it? The Pink Dawn. So I've got the white one. I thought the white one looks really cool. The pink one I think looks really cool too. I would love to get them both, maybe soon enough. But we also have, you know, the blackout version here, and I also have, I believe, the 10-year anniversary version for blue. So tons of really cool colors out there, and I think it's super cool because now you have the ability to really get your hands on whatever fits your setup. And I mean, if you can't tell, I really value being able to make my set look like it belongs, right? Like my whole office is meant to look good. So if I can really bring my mic out now as well, then I can actually do that and get a really cool color that matches my setup. I did think about hooking up the blue mic, the Aurora collection one, the white one, but I did not have time to set up the USB and make sure we were all set. And I really love the quality of this blue baby bottle. Megan says my brand colors are red and pink. Well, that's perfect. That's a good one. Jared doesn't like the pink. That's sad. Yeah, I honestly love the pink. I think it looks really cool. And people have been sharing pictures across the company about the pink mic that they have, and I don't regret picking white, but I really, if I can get my hands on both, I'm going to do that. Absolutely. And if I have to use my employee discount, I'll do it. I'm not afraid to do that. But if you haven't checked it out, go check it out. You can just type in on Google Logitech G Aurora collection, and it'll pull it up pretty quickly. I wanted to see if I could play the video, but audio playback is probably not going to be super great because I don't have the actual MP4 file. But, you know, Jared says, I'm not a pink fan, my guy. Bring on the fire engine red, though. That would be pretty sick. I wouldn't hate to see a red one. I would love to see an orange one, honestly. Orange has really grown on me with the Logitech for Creators branding. Yeah, so outside of just this, and no, sorry, Darren, I do not have any brand new news for you, sadly. But we do appreciate you coming by and hanging out. If you got to go though, I understand. Sorry, no new news here. Hey, trust me, if we had new news, it wouldn't be just me here. There'd be a lot of people here. So if you're looking for new news, we will be posting about it. You would have a pretty good heads up of what we've got going on. Oh yeah, I'm so confused. Jared, you got me all types of confused because you're on YouTube and you're on Facebook and you're on Twitch. I think you are on Facebook, right? No, I haven't seen you on Facebook yet, but sometimes you do that. I was so confused. I was like, why am I seeing your chat in YouTube? I know you're in Twitch. Pretty funny. Of course, Darren. New news is the best news. But we don't always have new news. Now, if you are tuning in regularly, we're bound to have new news. Announcements, all types of really cool stuff, demos. But our last product that we released is the Lytraglow. And it is a wonderful, wonderful product. If you haven't been able to check it out, I want to press this button because I'm pretty sure that this is it. Let me go ahead and hide this. Go back to a full-size screen looking thing. Now come check this out. This is the Lytraglow. Darren, I think you've already seen it, so I'm sorry. Once again, not new news. But if you're curious about what the light I'm actually using, it is the latest product from Logitech for Creators. Go check it out, Lytraglow. They are back in stock, I believe. I don't think they've gone back out, but they are going fast. So I wouldn't be surprised if it did go out. But check it out. Glorious. The video always gets me so excited. Now, if you are, so we talked about the Logitech G and Logitech C collaboration. So let's say you're not familiar. How many of you have not tuned into this show before? And how many of you have never heard of Logitech C before? Because that is what I'm extremely curious on. Yes, the cloud wrist rest does look very comfy, and it looks super cool in my opinion. Love the white set. Yep, I definitely want to get my hands on the full kit. And the keyboard looks super comfortable. Ooh, we got a first time follower. Thanks for the follow. And this is Megan's first time. We've got Mama Tamago, and forgive me if I butchered that. Okay, so if you're unfamiliar with Logitech C actually is, because we are the newest brand or sub-brand, or I'm not sure how marketing actually words this, but we are the latest thing from Logitech, and we create all types of really cool products and brands you probably are already familiar with, and I mentioned them already, but these are all brands that you're probably already familiar with, which is like the Blue Microphone. Who doesn't know Blue Microphone? Blue Microphone is part of Logitech for Creators. Streamlabs, desktop, mobile, all of them. Everything from Streamlabs, Melon app, Willow, Mivo camera. You got Lytra lights. All of those fall under the Logitech for Creators, I guess, umbrella. And it's super cool because now I get like this full, all-encompassing product line that I need to create content, which is what Logitech for Creators is. Now, I want to show this video because you're going to see lots of people and lots of creators and influencers discuss what it means to be a creator and what kind of community Logitech for Creators fosters and builds and wants to be a part of, and we want to contribute to. So that's kind of why we do user testing, right? Is we want to get your direct feedback and have those discussions to make sure we're building solutions for you. But I think this is extremely revealing and extremely telling story, and I think the creators that we work with on a daily basis are the best ones to tell it. So not to fill the whole stream up with videos, but we do have new followers, we do have new viewers who maybe have never been exposed to Logitech for Creators. So I do want to play this video so you guys can get an idea of what and who we are.
Yo, what's going on everyone? It's your boy King J, and today we are doing another stream. Hope you lot enjoy.
We are creators
from every corner of the globe,
armed with powerful tools
and connected by a burning passion to create.
Join us.
Join us.
Join us as we raise our voices,
make incredible scenes,
and take control of our future.
To make things better.
better work,
Better play.
Better life.
Better balance.
Together, we'll grow.
by sharing what we know.
and cheering for each other's successes.
Because when one of us rises,
We all rise.
We all rise.
We all rise.
in this new world,
We'll be free to turn our dreams into realities.
And there's space here for everyone. Y hay espacio aquí para todos.
Il y a de la place ici pour tout le monde.
Logitech for Creators. Together,
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 we create.
I told you I couldn't tell the story any better than them. They're the creators, they're the ones who make everything work. You all are the ones that keep this cogwheel spinning. So any tool that you think you need to create content and to build a community, we want to be a part of that. So if you are interested in giving us your feedback and letting us know what you need, when you need it, how you need it, we want to build solutions for you. So be sure to come check us out. Make sure you sign up for our user testing. You can find links in all of our descriptions on YouTube, Twitter may have a link to, but Twitch also does, and Facebook at Mivo Camera. And of course, if you're not already part of the Mivo Camera customer group, and you do have a Mivo Camera, go join that because we do share everything there. Christopher says, awesome video. Thanks, Christopher. Thanks for hanging out with us today. Yeah, I love that video because it just shows the wide reach that creators have and how we really are an all-inclusive community of creators. And we all do different types of creation, right? And I think this is significantly where Logitech G and Logitech C kind of like have this really gray line. But Logitech G, specifically for gaming, we're creating could be all types of things. You could be creating things in regards to gaming. It could be board games. It could also be cooking. You could be DJing. You could be doing all types of really cool stuff. IRL, which is in real life video, on the go content. You can do all types of stuff. Sports, baseball, basketball, football, volleyball, all types of really cool stuff that Logitech for Creators, all of our creators are doing. And I think you guys are really breaking the boundaries and taking you outside of this specific, like the standard and typical desk environment. And that's where creators really show what they're good at. It's really impressive. Jared says, I need to buy me some more Lytras. Really want the control included in the Mivo apps. I'm with you. I think it'd be super cool to be able to control everything from the Mivo apps. I'm hoping they make that happen. That'd be super cool. I totally agree. Looks like we've got David on Facebook. NDI for multicam ever coming? Yes, it is. You can check out mivo.com. And we have coming features for multicam listed there. And NDI is one of those features. Awesome. Whew. We're 21 minutes into this live stream. 21 minutes. Keep those questions coming. I'm ready to answer them. And hopefully, and if, like I said, if you're not already tuned in on Twitch, go check us out on twitch.tv/Logitech C. Gordon said he also needs some Lytras. Yeah, they're back in stock. So if you're looking to get them, I would go grab them because they are flying, and I do not know how long. I'm pretty sure we're keeping up at this point, but with today's economy and today's manufacturing things, a lot of crazy stuff happens. But I'm pretty sure we are in stock, and I'm pretty sure they are available. I think they're available both directly on Logitech.com. Let me check. Yep. Looks like they are in stock on Logitech.com, and I believe Amazon also has them on stock. If you're trying to get them on Amazon, let's check it out. Logitech C Lytraglow. Yes, they are also in stock. I can get one and have it tomorrow. Ooh, there's some really cool stuff going on here. It looks like we've got some packaging and bundles going on. There's a Lytra hard case, which is super cool. I didn't even see that. I mean, these are all third-party solutions, so I can't speak for them specifically, but they look super nifty. Huh. Super cool. I'm going to have to get my hands on one of these cases. If you haven't checked it out and you need a case for your Lytraglow. So the Lytraglow is super small if you're not familiar with it. I want to grab this one. So the Lytraglow, super small, can fit basically in the palm of my hand, super thin. So you can take this on the travel. So this is a third-party stand, but it has a 1/4-20 mount on the bottom, which is pretty standard for most camera mounts or microphone mounts you might find. And it allows you the flexibility to take this on the go. And I will say this. Now, there was a time where I had to do a live show and I didn't have my Mivo with me, so I had to use the onboard webcam from my MacBook. And anybody who knows webcams knows that onboard webcams are not the greatest of quality. Now, I will say, bringing a Lytraglow, I had only one, I think, with me, and that really made my MacBook Pro camera look huge. Hey Daryl, let me see. What am I missing here? I got David's. I'm scrolling up quite a bit, Daryl. I'm not seeing anything, buddy. Oh, here it is. There we go. All right. Hey guys, missed you last week. Yeah, we had some outages. Well, not us. Amazon Web Services had outages which affected lots of major team companies and programs and things. Taking advantage of the no tax week and planning to get a second camera, how do I connect both and plug into my laptop? What are the major things that I should be aware of when using two Mivo Start cameras? I'm excited. Thank you, Pastor Daryl. All right, Daryl. One, it's a good idea. No tax week is always a good thing to take advantage of. And I will never complain if someone says they're going to go grab another camera. So as far as plugging them both into your laptop, you can obviously use both of them as wired webcams if that's the goal. But remember, beyond 15 feet, you can't use USB unless it is a powered USB. So it's got supplemental power to it. Because USB technology can't go beyond 15 feet. Or it's close to that. I'm just generic number that is pretty easy to remember. Now, if you want to use NDI, super easy to do. You can find all of that information on help.mivo.com. You can also use wireless webcam mode. You can also use Mivo multicam and send it to wireless webcam. Now, the major thing you should be aware of when using two Mivo cameras is, depending on how you decide to connect it, is going to dictate what you really need to concentrate on. So if you're using Mivo multicam, your mobile device is key. It's huge on ensuring that it is new enough to actually run two. Now, if it can run Mivo multicam, it should be able to handle 3. But if you start noticing struggling, whether you get like slow network warnings or slow Wi-Fi warnings, So that slow Wi-Fi warning in multicam is actually in regards to your local network, not necessarily your internet. So upload speed's not at all affected by that. If you're sending it from multicam to your computer, then you might run into some network issues. So I would recommend highly to go ahead and run anything that you can via Ethernet, and you should have great solutions. Anything that you care about, and this is good practice in general, anything that you care about should have a hardwire. So if you can use wired webcam, perfect. If you can't and you need to use Ethernet, then use Ethernet. don't. If you care about something, I wouldn't recommend solely depending on wireless, because wireless is unpredictable and lots of things outside of your control can directly impact the outcome of your content. Your God's God, I will always be watching for improvements. I need Melon or Streamlabs to allow RTMP ingest for the host camera. Yeah, that'd be super cool. I do believe that Melon allows you, well, I guess it's not, you can't really use it as a source, but you can, I think you can use Melon to you can stream to Melon, and I think they will redistribute it, similar to Restream. But yeah, I don't think you can use it as an actual source itself. But that'd be super cool, especially since we are all part of the same Logitech for Creators team. All right, let's take a look here. I'm still in love with Mivo, but I'm more disillusioned by some of the limitations, having to sign up for Vimeo to unlock some features, and the idea that the company will get in my way when it's time to change the battery in the future. That's good feedback. I mean, I don't think there's any... The Vimeo subscription's only for multi-destination. That's not a Mivo feature, that's a Vimeo feature. So we've just directly integrated with Vimeo, which is why multicam doesn't have it, because that's not... When we created the feature, when we integrated Vimeo into single cam, we were owned by Vimeo. Whereas multicam was designed after Vimeo owned us. Vimeo no longer owns us. We're not part of Logitech, or Mivo is not part of Logitech. And so that's why it's not integrated into the multicam app, because it's new in that regard. But, you know, as far as changing the battery, yes, we don't recommend it at all. It's not supposed to be repaired. And there's cameras from 2015, 16 that are still running strong. So there's really no reason to need to do it. If you are having battery issues, then you should reach out to our customer support at help.mivo.com. All right, let's see here. Here we go. Daryl says, yeah, I care about maintaining the audience during service. Thank you so much. Of course, yeah. So, I mean, it's very important to, you know, hardwire whenever you can, whether that's USB, via Ethernet, whatever it may be. Anybody who has watched a live stream before and seen buffering or pixelization or audio drops, frame drops, you're not going to keep them very long. So if the goal is to maintain your audience, you want to keep that audio and video quality sustained throughout the whole content creation. All right, so the Real Fry says, and forgive me if it's free, I'm curious. Let me know how that's pronounced. If I have crop settings on multicam set where I'm zoomed in on myself or half a guest, is that possible why my image quality is decreased? Yes. Yes. So if you're using the crop option in Mivo apps, the Mivo camera only has a digital zoom. It's not optical. It's not an optical lens. So you can't like focus in, focus out like you typically would. What you're essentially doing is you're taking a selection of that frame and you're stretching it to your output. So for example, the Mivo Start has a 1080p sensor. So the frame cannot be any selection that you make smaller than that and you're streaming at 1080, it's going to take that selection and it's going to stretch it to 1080. So if you select a small section and you're outputting it 1080, it's going to stretch it, creating distortion at times. It just depends. Now, you can counteract that by, one, bringing your camera closer so you don't have to crop in. Two, adding light, lots of light. Cameras love light, not just Mivo. All types of cameras love light. Whether it's a DSLR, whether it's a Mivo, whether it's a stream cam, whether it, you know, onboard camera like I was talking about with my MacBook Pro, light can help you correct the distortion that you may see or quality loss that you may see when you use a digital type of crop. So it is pronounced free. Yeah, I was wondering. It reminds me, I watched a TV show not too long ago, is like a Viking show. And I feel like that's how they spelled it as well. Pretty cool. Pretty cool. I'll have to check you out. Are you on, so you're on Facebook. Do you have a channel that we can check out? Pulling you up. Gonna check it out. Oh, cool. So you do music, it looks like. Maybe? Or you're an entrepreneur? I found you on YouTube. You're God's God. That is why getting a 4K sensor back in the future Mivo will be way better for punching in on shots. So in theory, that sounds good, but not really, because here's the deal. So the Mivo Plus did have a 4K sensor. If you take the Mivo Plus and the Mivo Start and you zoom in the same exact percentage on both of them, you're not going to be able to tell the difference. But, you know, I mean, it's good feedback, and I mean, yeah. Yep. So The Real Free says he does voiceover and tons of other stuff, and he has a podcast called Free Lunch. I can't speak for his content, but if you want to go check him out, go check him out. It looks like some, I'm going to check out his music at the very least. I see you using, I see you've got a decent looking setup there with SM7Bs and all types of really cool stuff. Not bad. I'll have to check you out when the show's over. But thanks for coming in and hanging out with us, finding time. Of course, if you have any other questions, I'm also happy to answer that. I'm like really struggling right now because I've got my two monitors on my side are 4K, and the middle one's 4K too, but I have it showing at 1080 for gaming purposes. And my mouse is struggling to switch between monitors. All right. Saslin says, is there a way to lock the crop zoom on Mivo camera app? I click the zoom, and after a short period of time, it defaults to the original size. Yes, that means you have autopilot engaged or enabled. Let me see if I can find the article, and I can show you what that looks like. You have to disable that, and it will no longer zoom out like that automatically. Autopilot, Mivo camera. All right, so let me see here. Show on stream. Bow. Okay, so the question is there a way to lock the crop and zoom on the Mivo camera app? I've clicked the zoom, and after a short period of time, it defaults back to the original size. And here is why. So if you go to the ellipsis in the bottom right and you go to the I with the A on it, standing for autopilot, or camera assistant, I guess. A for camera assistant? I don't know. So camera assistant, and you can see autopilot. So you see Find Faces here. Let me zoom in. You can see Find Faces here, and it's got this white border on here. Now, these do not have the white border, which means these are disabled. So if it doesn't have the white border, it's disabled. If you click on it and it has the white border, then it is enabled, and it will zoom back out. So go in there, go into the camera assistant, make sure there's no white border. Once you disable that, it'll no longer pop back out once you actually enable it. Or once you like crop in on it. It won't do that again. Let's see here. Jared says, in my honest opinion, I'd like to have a talkback audio function to where I can hear what's in the camera's vicinity, but is muted for live as I start many streams remotely. Huh. So question, if you're doing them remotely, can you not use monitor? Can you not use the monitoring feature? Does that not send audio to you? Ooh, Squirtle. Saslin, that's great. Thanks so much. Happy to help. Squirtle. I love the Squirtle emoji. Good stuff. Love it. Big fan. All right, so here we go. Your God's God asks, where can I get a full tutorial about camera control in the single cam app, please? I do not feel that I know exactly what it all does. All right, so you can go to help. I just Googled it because here's the thing. Having previously ran the Mivo customer support team, the articles are extremely well indexed. Google indexes it so well. So any question you have, you can type in help.mivo.com on Google and then the question, and it'll find it. So for example, I typed in Mivo autopilot, and then I did help.mivo.com, and it pulled it right up. So if you go to live edit, or if you go to Google, type in live editing help.mivo.com, and it should pull it up. You can also just go to help.mivo.com and type in live editing. It's under apps, live editing, and it talks about autopilot, find faces, live follow, all of those things. Yeah. If it is muted on the app itself, you can't hear it. You're correct. So when the monitoring you can only hear what audio is actually present for the stream. So if you're not sending it to the stream, why would you want to hear it? I'm kind of curious. I think it does way more than I use. Yeah, I think it probably does. I personally don't use like live follow or anything like that because you have to be within a pretty close distance for it to like recognize your face and stuff. But pretty useful for a lot of other various things. Lots of Mivo questions today. Lots of Mivo questions. What else do we have here? So we were talking about all types of really cool stuff. Let me see what else we have in the overlay section here. I haven't been able to hang out with you guys for a while, so it's like, what has it been, 2 weeks? 2 weeks or so? Let's see. So we haven't done one of these in a while, and it's because we've been so busy and the show was canceled last week. So, but Host React, we haven't forgot about you. If you want to be, highlighted on here. So I was talking to Free earlier, and a couple others were starting to post their content channels in the chat. Now, if you want us to actually highlight you and what you're doing and the content you create using Logitech for Creator products, you can submit all that stuff. Submit your photo of your setup creation station to be featured on the show. You can send it to equiplive@logitech.com, subject Host React. That's very important. And then fill out the form provided. We will send you a form once you submit that. Now, it's super important that you put Host React because otherwise it may get caught in spam. So it's really important that you actually put Host React so we know what it is for. So if you want to get your name out there, you want to get your channels out there, the content you create out there, you can submit your setup equiplive@logitech.com for Host React. And those are really kind of based on if we have people submitting stuff. So if you're not submitting things and we don't have any submissions, we won't do any Host Reacts. So if you want to do a Host React and you want to be highlighted in our content and you want to be featured on a Logitech channel, then you can submit those there. Woo! Oh, look, I forgot about this graphic entirely. This is the Logitech for Creators lineup. We got StreamCam, Blue, Lytra, Streamlabs, and Mivo. It is a power group of all types of really, really cool stuff. Ooh. I always love getting notifications about internal builds from like Mivo and stuff. It's always fun to go check it out when I have time to play with that kind of stuff again. Oh, let me get rid of this bad boy. Ay, what a day. See, this is what happens when you allow Will to control everything for so long. You start to forget how to control it yourself. Your God's God, Mivo is your best product. I love Mivo. My nickname is Joe Mivo. Being around the community for years, even before working for Logitech or working for Mivo, and then eventually running that team, and then now being a part of Logitech for Creators as a user experience researcher. I'm a big Mivo fan. But with that said, there are a lot of really cool products in our lineup. So that's a great opinion. I'm glad you love it. But I'm a huge fan of Streamlabs personally. They bring a lot to the table. Very powerful. I actually tried to use their mobile app the other day, and it worked pretty well. I was actually kind of impressed with it. But again, I kind of ran into like network stuff where I'm like, I need to be in Ethernet. So even my phone, I was connected to Ethernet. All right, the real Free says, any best tools for telescoping arm I can hang from a drop ceiling to mount Mivo cams to. I hate having the floor space to use with tripods. Yeah, I don't have any off the top of my head to recommend, but there are a lot of people who got pretty creative. If you're not part of it looks like you're on Facebook. So I can't tell if you're actually on the Facebook page or if you're in the customer group, but if you're not in the customer group, check out Mivo customer support group. Mivo customer, what is it called? I think it's the Mivo customer group. But if you're not a part of that, go join it because there's tons of people in there who can make really good suggestions about mounts you can use and what kind of solutions they're using for their setups. Jared says, I think the overlay section would be awesome to change to a scenes collection with different audio sources and things like that. Yeah, I would love to see a huge... I would like to see a lot of those things that Streamlabs brings to the table and see it brought to our mobile apps. My dog is losing his mind. You guys probably can't hear that yet, but it's only a matter of time until he comes in here and starts barking. All right. Your God's God, does anyone do a 4-person in-person podcast who is here? That's a good point. That's a good point. I I mean, that's not a good point, but like that's a good question, because in-person podcasts bring a whole new thing to challenges. I know when me and Will were doing live shows together, you really need a really quality microphone that will remove external audio. And if we were too close together, his mic would pick me up, my mic would pick him up, and next thing you know, we had echoes going on. So basically, you have a whole nother set of challenges, essentially, once you have once you actually have people in place, like together, 4 people, and trying to keep audio from kind of leaking into each other's sources. Had to mute myself for a second, tell my dog to go lay down, because it's a matter of time until he starts barking, and it's gonna get loud. It will be loud. Yeah, no, there's definitely not a product off the top of my head that is in the same realm as Mivo. Mivo is definitely, and that's what attracted me to Mivo before I even got hired, is that it's different. There's nothing out there like it, and you definitely have that right. Oh, I don't know if I'd be drilling holes in the ceiling. I mean, possibly. I mean, I guess all mounts probably would need to be drilled into the ceiling, similar to like a projector mount. Jared said, I posted links to extension pole that attaches to suspended ceilings. Yeah, that's why I was saying, like, I've seen many suggestions on the Facebook group for Mivo specifically. Yeah, so Mivo customer group. Thanks, Gordon. Jared saying hello to the doggo. Yeah, he's got an opinion right now. It's pretty interesting. Yeah, so go check out the Mivo customer group, because that group is very beneficial for anyone who's looking for solutions that we may not provide directly on our website. So we obviously don't think of every use case and have a solution for every use case, but our customer group is pretty vast and broad on how they use Mivos. Like I said, we've got DJs, cooks, we've got all types of stuff, sports, podcasts, radio stations, all types of really cool stuff. I personally am really trying super hard to work with some local schools here in New Jersey, because I really want to like set up and do some football this season, some Friday night football. I think I really, really want to do it this season with some Mivos and see what I can come up with, and some blue microphones. And I think that'd be really cool. And plus it gives back to the community, which is fun. Free says, I only do in-person podcasts, at least 95% in person. Yeah. Yeah, Roadcaster might be helpful. Yeah, Roadcaster with in-person podcast, or with podcasts, it's a popular one. Here's God, don't mind the dog. No, I try not to. He's a husky. He's got opinions. And typically it's not just me. I'm typically here with Will. So usually if he makes a surprise appearance, I typically will message Will and be like, hey, I got to jump off here for a second. And he'll take over. So that's the benefit of having that tag team partnership when it comes to the show. Will's really taken over the show, and I mean, I've definitely wanted him to do that. I've been doing it for some time, and Will's kind of put his own spin on it, and I'm personally loving it. I think the show has a higher ceiling with him in charge of it. So I'm excited to see what the future of the show brings. Darren says, my tablet will run the single cam app, but not the multicam app. Yep, that makes sense. Multicam app has significantly higher requirements in regards to what's necessary to run it. So not a super big surprise. Yeah, so multicam app will not even install. Correct. I mean, it totally makes sense. Not an uncommon thing. Completely expected. Some devices simply will not run multicam, and that's because it requires a more powerful device. Because it's the encoder. The single cam app is not an encoder. You're not encoding using your mobile device. When you're using multicam, you are encoding using the device running the app. So you need a more powerful device. So it makes sense that it won't install or even... Yeah, it totally makes sense. If it doesn't meet the requirements, you're not going to be able to install it. Now, if it does meet the requirements, and you know of it, that it meets the requirements, open a ticket at help.mivo.com, and our support team will gladly collect your information, and we can find out why your device is not supported. But if it doesn't meet the requirements, then that totally makes sense. Totally makes sense. C-Bus, just make sure you check with the sanctioning body in your state to ensure they allow you to stream high school football live. Yeah, and that's the thing is, like, I'm not quite sure I'll stream it, and if I do, it wouldn't be public. It would be private, just so we could use the footage for use case data, not necessarily for profit or anything like that, or anybody for public use to see, outside of maybe an advert or something. But yeah, super important. Darren says, please share more about this encoding. Honestly, I don't think we have any articles that explains encoding, but what encoding means, and it's standard for every streaming device or video capturing device or audio device, it's encoding. It's the process of basically processing your content to send elsewhere. So basically, the multicam app, when it comes to multiple cameras coming in to the mobile device, it's taking all three of those feeds and it's stitching them together as you select and modify and add graphics and change audio. It takes all of that data, combines it into one audio file, and it sends that data to your destination. Whereas single cam app, it's one camera and the computer inside the Mivo. So the Mivo camera is not just a camera. It's got lots of computing power in it. And when I say lots, it's enough to do one camera, but it can't handle all three feeds going to it at all times, not encoding it and being a network hub. So basically, when it comes to a single cam app, the camera itself is taking its own file, its own audio sources, and its own graphics, and it's encoding it. But it's not doing it for all three cameras. They can't handle that. So the mobile device does that. I'm pretty sure you can probably just Google how does video encoding work. Yep, let's see. In simple terms, encoding is the process of compressing and changing the format of raw video content to a digital file or format, which will in turn make the video content compatible to different devices and platforms. The main goal of encoding is to compress the content to take up less space. So it's taking everything, all of the data, it's putting it together, and it's compressing it, and it's sending it off, whether it's to your SD card, whether it's to your streaming destination, whatever it may be. So yeah, and it's that's pretty. It's pretty. I don't know. Maybe we don't have it in the app anywhere, but community-wise, it's pretty well known that the Mivo single cam app is the encoder, or the Mivo single cam app is not encoding. The camera encodes, and then multicam is the encoder, which is why we have more strict requirements. Sure, it sounds like a good time to upgrade the CPU and the Mivo cams to something more powerful. Yeah, but with changes like that, it means price increases. That's it. And the thing is, phone technology, mobile technology is going to progress significantly more. If we had to do an iteration of every Mivo every time we needed a more powerful CPU, that's not sustainable. Whereas companies like Apple and companies like Samsung, they put out phones every year with more powerful CPUs, more powerful graphics processing, all types of things like that. So it made more sense from a sustainment point of view. The phones are already increasing every year and getting more powerful every year. So it made more sense to put that, put the strain on the mobile devices, because the mobile devices of the future will always be more, as far as processing power goes, will always be more powerful than us being able to try to release the new camera every time we need more power. That's kind of fun to have that conversation, though, because I don't think we've ever really talked about it. I don't think I've ever talked about it with the public of like why we don't do that. But logically, the cameras, mobile devices, all that stuff, mobile devices, tablets, phones, they come out every year anyways, and they're going to be more powerful versus us trying to keep up with the new camera every time we need more power. And not to mention, you already own these devices. Whereas if you want a new camera, you'd have to buy a new camera every time. Imagine having a new Mivo every year and the only difference is like the CPU. Because there's no way you develop an entire new camera every year and with more features than that. Changing a CPU, honestly, I don't know the data between what socket and stuff it's using. But I imagine it's probably not as simple as just like swapping out. Maybe it is. I don't know. Not an engineer. Not in that field, though, at least. Woo! Awesome. Swappable CPU. I guess we need to talk to Snapdragon or whatever. Silico. That's in it. Yeah. I have no idea. No clue. But then that would mean we have to trust that people will open their cameras and not damage any other things inside of it. Yeah, I mean, your God's God talking about battery failing. Oh, it's because you typoed. I was like, what? Yeah, I mean, you shouldn't throw your camera out if your battery failed. If your battery failed, you should be contacting customer support. That's what you should be doing. That is the solution. We're never going to guide users to open up their Mivo starts. That's never going to happen. So if you actually need assistance in regards to a battery, then you should contact support. That way we can identify why the battery failed, because like I said, we've got cameras using similar batteries since 2016, still running completely powerful. Good to go. No problem. Yeah. Because you guys have to think, right? So kind of have to think that basically as companies develop new hardware, we have the hardware for probably about 6 months to a year before you all do, before you know it's even a thing. So we have batteries still running from like the very first iterations of the Mivo first generation. I've got a camera. Now, I don't know how many of you have been around long enough to know the difference when Mivo actually had a name change, which I don't think we typically talk about, but just for historical purposes to show you how long this has been, I still have a camera that was rebranded back in 2015 or 16 that still runs. Still runs. Yeah. Yeah, exactly, Jared. Exactly. Lithium batteries take a lot to be killed, like a lot. Yeah. So if something is broken and something is failing, something significantly needs to be looked at. We can't ignore that. So if you have battery issues, open a ticket. It's the best way to go. Yeah, it's definitely what you need to do. Samuel says, I would love if multicam could take in an NDI input. Hey, Samuel, 1, thanks for joining us. 2, go check out... he has opinions, I'm telling you. So go check out Mivo.com. We do have NDI input-output as a feature that is going to be added in the future. Don't have a timeline for it, but it is definitely there. Yeah, your God's God, I don't think, like I said already, I mean, I don't think the topic's going to change, or the answer's going to change in that regard. Right to repair, we don't advise users repairing stuff, and we don't provide guidance, and we don't provide parts. So, I mean, appreciate the feedback, but like I said, this has been the way we've operated in quite a while, and I don't expect that to change anytime soon. Let's see here. All right. Andre. I'm assuming it's Andre. Correct me if I'm wrong, and I apologize. So what do I think about the G435 Lightspeed wireless headset? It sounds good. I've got a similar pair. I don't have that specific pair. I do have quite a bit. I do have quite a bit of different headsets from Logitech. Not specifically the 435s though. Now I would love to get my hands on them, and maybe I can reach out to the G team. So this is Logitech C, just so you know, just to be as clear as possible. That's not our product, so I'm not super familiar with it, except I do have tons of Logitech G products to include many of their wireless headsets, just not this one. But maybe I can reach out to them and get my hands on one. I will say this, though. It looks very similar to the ones that I do have, and if they are the same... If they are the same weight or similar or less weight than what I already have, then I feel like it's going to feel like pillows. Because I have a headset that's extremely similar to this, and I often forget that I'm wearing it. And it's actually kind of funny. So this is specifically for gaming. There's another version, another headset out there that Logitech has that is super, super lightweight, but it's also Bluetooth, that not only matches with the dongle for the computer, but it also can be hooked up to your phone. And I use it for my phone calls. I'll walk around the house, I'll forget it's there because my ears are breathing because it's so light, and I forget it's just there. It's comfortable. So, yeah. Let's see here. Are there any plans for a higher spec Mivo? Now, this is going to be a generic response because, let me see if I can find it here. It's somewhere in here. Okay. The only reason I'm going to say it's a generic response because we haven't announced anything. So this is the response we used to give in support, and I think they still do give this in support. We're always working on new and current products as well as new and innovative projects. we think our customers may enjoy. At this time, we've not announced any new product releases. If you'd like to be the first to know of any new products, I would recommend following us on any social media platform to see any future announcements. Now, that would be Twitch, Twitter, Facebook, YouTube. I think that's it. Instagram as well. Yeah. And we're going to probably talk about that, right? So we'll probably talk about when we do have a new announcement coming out, whether it's a new camera, whether it's a new mic, whether it's new lights, whatever it could be, right? It could be anything. And we're going to talk about it. So, I mean, we talked about the Aurora collection today, which is this new white microphone that matched with the Logitech Aurora collection, which is a mouse, keyboard, and headset and mouse pad or wrist pad. So we'll definitely talk about it. If you haven't already, like, follow, subscribe. I'm not a content creator, so that seemed to roll off the tongue way better than it should have. But if you're not already doing these things, definitely check it out. So Gordon says, Mivo offers a good value for the price, in my opinion. I hope to get lots of future use out of them. My Mivo Plus is still working like a champ. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So I've got a Mivo first generation that still runs perfectly. So yeah, your God's God. Thanks for your feedback, man. We do appreciate your opinion. So Dan says, I'm wearing those right now. I like them because it has Bluetooth for my phone. So is that the G435 you're talking about? It does the same thing that I was talking about? Your God's God, your value's unmatched. There's nothing like Mivo on the market. Samuel, I'm sorry, man. I'm not trying to be like I'm not trying to be like sarcastic or anything, but we do talk about new things as they come out, and we will. So if you're not already following and subscribed, I would go to twitch.com/Logitech C, follow us, and you'll know. And definitely check us out on Twitter too, because that's where we announce anything that we're going to talk about on the show. If there's something special we're going to go into. So definitely check that out. Let's see here. Let's see. Scroll. Jared says, Mivo has an awesome value for the price. I know a company that's still using a first gen Mivo without a hiccup. Quality's not the best though. Yeah, I mean, they're older, right? And we've done a lot. So the Mivo first generation had a 4K sensor, but it's like, I mean, at this point, probably like an 8-year-old sensor. And then on top of that, the battery life was less, like 45 minutes to an hour without a boost. And then there was no NDI. And then there was only one network card, whereas the Mivo Plus was the addition of the secondary network card, which is pretty good. Yep. Oh, awesome. What great conversations we had today. Thank you all for tuning in. Of course, we'll be back Thursday, and I think Will will be back. I might honestly not be here next Thursday. It really depends. There's a lot of stuff going on where Will and I are getting pulled in a lot of different directions. But if we have the opportunity to come hang out, one of us at the very least will be here. Provided, Amazon doesn't have an outage where Melon and Streamlabs are affected. But thank you all for coming and hang out today. I do appreciate it. Come hang out with me again next week, or Will, or both of us. We'll see. But hopefully we get to see you again next week, 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. What is that, like 11 o'clock a.m. Pacific time? Yeah, come hang out with us. It's fun. It's been a pleasure answering all your questions and talking to you all about tech. And if you're a new viewer and you enjoyed the stuff you liked, if you did enjoy the stuff you liked and talked about today, submit an email. Let us know. You can go equiplive@logitech.com. You can let us know what you want to talk about. And again, host React, you can submit some stuff there and let us see your setup, your channels, and we can feature you on the show. So definitely come and hang out, right? So you're a good man, Charlie Mivo. My name's Joe. My name's not Charlie. I'm Joe Mivo. At least that's what they used to call me. I'm trying to change my name. So trying to go back to just being Joseph. All right, everyone. Thanks so much again for coming and hanging out with me today. I appreciate you all. And until next time, 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 11 a.m. Pacific, Will or myself or both of us will be back. So come hang out with us. Have your questions ready, and let's talk tech. So enjoy. Happy live streaming. Happy content creation. And enjoy your weekend. Bye, everybody.